So in this video, we will solve O-Level Mathematics Paper 2 Variant 1 for October-November 2016. So let's start with question number 1. In 2016, the price of a television is $1,995. Part 1 is Afzal pays $1,995 with a deposit of $399 and 12 equal monthly payments. Calculate Afzal's monthly payment. So first we need to calculate the remaining amount that is left that he paid in the monthly payment. So remaining amount after paying the deposit. So this will be 1,995, which is the price of the TV, minus the deposit that he paid was 399. So this is 1,995 minus 399, 1,596. So 1,596 is the remaining price that he paid in 12 equal monthly payments. So let's now calculate what is one monthly payment. So one monthly payment will be 1,596, the amount remaining, divided by the total number of months, which is 12. So this divided by 12 will give you the monthly payment, which is $133. Part 2 is what percentage of 1,995 is $399. So $399 as a percentage of 1,995 will be 399 divided by 1,995 multiplied by 100. So 399 divided by 1,995 into 100. So this is 20%. So your answer here will be 20%. Part 3 is the price of the television in 2016 is 5% more than the price in 2015. Calculate the price in 2015. So let's say let price in 2015 equals to X. So price in 2016 is 5% more than the price in 2015. So this is 105% of X because this is 5% more. So this will be 105 over 100 into X, which is 1.05X. So if you want, you can also calculate it like this. You have price in 2015 plus the increase. So 2015 price is X plus the increase is 5%, which is 5 over 100 of X. So this will again lead you to the same value, which is 1.50x, which is the same value that we get here. So you can take the 2015 price and add the 5% increase to it to get the 2016 price, or directly calculate 105% of the 2015 price, which is X here. So now you have calculated the 2016 price in terms of X. So you're given that 2016 price here was 1,995. So now we can equate this 2016 price 1.05x will be 1,995. So x will be 1,995 divided by 1.05. So 1,995 divided by 1.05. So this is 1,900. So your price of TV in 2015 was $1,900. So let's move on to part B. Afzal watched a program that lasted 2 hours and 53 minutes. It ended at 1:15. At what time did it start? So your end time is 1:15. Your duration is 2 hours and 53 minutes. So if you subtract your duration from your end time, you should get the start time, right? But since your end time is on the next day, so this is actually 1:15 a.m. in the night. So this is in the next day, and your program is 2 hours and 53 minutes, and you cannot subtract this because this value is larger. Since this is on the next day, I will add 24 hours to this. So 0115 plus 24 hours because it's in the next day, so you will get 2515. So now you will have 2515 minus 0253. So now we will calculate this. We cannot subtract 53 from 15, so I will take 1 hour carry. So I will be left with 24 hours here. 1 hour is 60 minutes, so 60 plus 15 will be 75 minutes here. Now 5 minus 3 is 2, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 24 minus 2 is 22. So your start time is 22:22, or if you want, you can write it in 12-hour clock as well, which is 10:22 p.m. So that is the time at which this program started. Part C is a company paid $250,000 for an advertisement that lasted 38 seconds. Calculate the cost correct to the nearest $100 for each second of the advertisement. So the company paid $250,000. So that means they paid 1 by 4 of 1 million. So this is 1 million, and that results in $250,000 for 38 seconds. So now to calculate the cost of for each second, I will simply divide 250,000 by 38. So cost per second will be 250,000 divided by 38. So this is 6,578.9. And since the question asks the answer to be to the nearest $100, so to the nearest $100, I will round up 578 to 6,600. So this will be $6,600. Part D is the program showed an athlete running 100 meters measured correct to the nearest meter. The time the athlete took was 11.3 seconds, measure correct to the nearest 0.1 second. Calculate the upper bound of the athlete's average speed. So your average speed is the distance traveled divided by the time taken. So now we need to calculate the upper bound. So to calculate the upper bound, we need to maximize this fraction. So to increase the value of this fraction, I will increase the numerator value and decrease the denominator value to get the maximum value of this fraction, right? So I can increase the fraction value by increasing the number in the numerator, and I can also increase the fraction value by decreasing the number in the denominator. So that means the upper bound, so upper bound average speed will be upper bound of distance divided by the lower bound of the time. So now upper bound of distance is, so let's first calculate these here as well. Upper bound of distance will be the degree of accuracy divided by 2. So that will be the error. So 100, which is the value, plus the error, and error is your degree of accuracy is 1 meter, and you divide your degree of accuracy by 2 to get the error. So your upper bound of distance is 100.5, and then your lower bound of time, lower bound of time will be your time value, which is 11.3 seconds minus the error. So now your degree of accuracy is 0.1 seconds. So 0.1 divided by 2. So this will be 11.3 minus 0.05, which is 11.25 seconds. So now your average speed, upper bound of average speed will be your upper bound of distance, which is 100.5 divided by your lower bound of time, which is 11.25. Let's calculate this. 100.5 divided by 11.25. So this is 8.93 up till 3 significant figures. So this will be 8.93 meters per second, your average speed, your upper bound of average speed. So question number 2, part A is you have to evaluate this expression. So first, let's calculate the value of this fraction before you take the cube root. So in the denominator, you have 28.6 minus 1.35. So this is 27.25. So you will get 543 divided by 27.25 and then cube root. So 543 divided by 27.25 will give you 19.9266. And then if you take the cube root of this, you will get 2.71 up till three significant figures. So your answer here will be 2.71. Factorize completely. So I can take 3 as common because 3 is factor of 9 as well as a factor of 6. And I can also take p common. So 3p outside, and then I have 3p here minus 2q. So I cannot factorize this any further. So your answer here will be 3p into 3p minus 2q. Expand the brackets and simplify this. So you can use the expansion rule, which is a plus b square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So you'll use this here as well. So your this value 3a is your full value of a here. So that will become 9a square plus 2 into 3a into b plus b square. So you have 9a square plus 6ab plus b square. So that will be your final answer, 9a square plus 6ab plus b square. Part D is expressed as a single fraction in its simplest form. So I will take the LCM here. So your LCM will be 2t plus 1 into 3t plus 1. And since this is 2t plus 1 is multiplied by this, I will multiply this 4 in the numerator with 3t plus 1 minus this 3 will be multiplied by this 2t plus 1. So minus 3 into 2t plus 1. Let's open these brackets. I will get 12t plus 4 minus 6t minus 3. And then I will leave the denominator as it is, 2t plus 1 into 3t plus 1. And then I can simplify in the numerator. 12t minus 6t will be 6t. 4 minus 3 will be plus 1 over 2t plus 1 into 3t plus 1. So if you want, you can expand the brackets, expand the denominator as well, but I will leave it as it is. Both answers are correct. So the next part is find the integer values of n such that 4 into 2 minus n is greater than 17 and n is greater than minus 6. So we will simplify this first. We already know that n is greater than minus 6. So let's see what inequality we get from this. So if I open the bracket, I will get 8 minus 4n is greater than 17. I can take this 8 to the other side. I will get minus 4n is greater than 17 minus 8. Minus 4n is greater than 17 minus 8 is 9. And then I can multiply by negative 1 on both sides. So I get positive 4n here. And I will switch this inequality to less than now, since I'm multiplying with minus on both sides and minus 9 here. And n is less than minus 9 over 4. So 9 divided by 4 is 2.25. So n is less than minus 2.25. So now you have n less than minus 2.25 but greater than minus 6. So the integer values of n will be greater than minus 6. You have minus 5, and then you have minus 4, then you have minus 3. Minus 2 is not your answer because n is less than minus 2.25. So minus 2 is actually greater than this value. So this in this range, you only have these three integers. So you have minus 5, minus 4, and minus 3. Part F is a baby. Bella and Chuku share $112. A baby receives X dollars. Bella receives $12 less than a baby. So $12 less than X will be X minus 12. So Bella receives X minus $12 and Chuku receives twice as much as Bella. So Bella receives this much. So here you will have twice as much. So 2 into X minus 12. Form an equation in X and solve it to find how much Chuku receives. So now if we add the three shares of each of these, X plus this, that should equal $112. So you're adding the shares of each of these persons. So you have X dollars for a baby. Bella has X minus 12 and Chuku has 2 into X minus 12. So adding all these, you should get the total amount, which is $112, which was shared among these three. So now let's solve this equation to get the value of X. So I'll open this bracket up. In fact, X plus X will be 2X minus 12 plus, I'll open this bracket, 2X minus 24 equals to 112. 2X plus 2X is 4X. 24 minus 12 will be minus 36 equals to 112. 4x will be 112 plus 36, 148, and x will be 148 divided by 4. So this is your value of x, which is 37. But the question asks you to find how much Chuku receives, and we have the share for Chuku is 2 into x minus 12. So Chuku's share will be 2 into x minus 12, which is 2 into 37, your value of x minus 12. So 37 minus 12 is 25 into 2, which is 50. So $50. So question number 3 is, in the diagram, ABCD is a parallelogram. P and Q are points on AB and BC. These two lines PB and BQ are equal. This angle is 90. This angle is 8 degrees. So first part is, find an expression in terms of A for each of the following angles. Give each answer in its simplest form. So the first angle we need to find is angle PBQ. So PBQ is this angle. And if you look at this triangle PBQ, these two sides are equal. So if this angle is A, this angle is 8 degrees as well. And then you can use the property that the sum of all three angles of a triangle should be 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle A plus angle PBQ should equal 180. So PBQ will be 180 minus 2A. The next angle is APD. APD is this angle here. So since this is a straight line, all these three angles APD plus this 90 plus this 8 degree should equal 180 degrees because this is a straight line. So APD plus 90 plus A should equal 180, and this will give you APD as, if I take this 90 to the other side, I'll get 90 here. 180 minus 90 is 90, and then 90 minus A. So APD angle is 90 minus A. The next one is DAP. So DAP is this angle here. So if you look at this side AD and this side BC, these are two parallel lines, and this line AB is passing through these two parallel lines, and angle DAP, which is this angle, and angle ABC, which is this angle, are two interior angles, and we know that for parallel lines the sum of interior angles is 180 degrees. So DAP, angle DAP plus angle PBQ should equal 180 degrees, and you have calculated PBQ in your first part here. So let's substitute that value. So angle DAP plus angle PBQ is what? 180 minus 2A. 180 minus 2A should equal 180 degrees. So now if I calculate the value here, I will get 180. I'll take it to the other side. It will become 0. So DAP will be simply 2A. So your answer here is 2A. Next is angle ADP. ADP is this angle. We calculated this in the previous part. This was 2A, and angle APD was calculated in part 2, which was 90 minus A. So this was 90 minus A. So this triangle ADP, the sum of these three angles should be 180. So 2A plus angle ADP plus 90 minus A should equal 180 degrees. So 2A minus A will be A. So ADP plus 90 minus, sorry, plus 2A minus A will give you A equals to 180 degree. And then ADP will be, this I'll take there, I'll have 90 left and 90 minus A. So this is 90 minus A as well. So this angle here will be 90 minus A. Part B is AB is 8 centimeter and AD is 4.7. Find PB. So this AB is 8. This length here is AD is given as 4.7. 4.7. And now you have to calculate this length PB, which is this one here. So if you look at these angles, this is angle 90 minus A. This is also 90 minus A. That means this is an isosceles triangle and these two sides are equal because these two angles are equal. So if this is 4.7, that means this is also, for this triangle AP, this side AP is also 4.7 centimeters. So if this full length is 8, this is 4.7. So PB will be AB minus AP, or 8 minus 4.7. So PB will equal AB minus this length AP, which is AB minus, and AP is the same as AD because this is an isosceles triangle. So this length AP is the same as this length AD. So you will get PB will be 8 minus 4.7, which is 3.3 centimeters. So your answer here is 3.3. Part 2 is given also that DAB equals to 54 degrees. Calculate the area of the parallelogram. So this angle DAB here is now 54 degrees. Let me in fact erase this. So now you're given this angle here is 54 degrees. And now you have to calculate the area of this parallelogram ABCD. So the formula is for area of parallelogram is length into height. So height here is this height, which is, so if this is the length I'm looking at, it should make a 90-degree angle. So let's look at this triangle ADP. I have this angle as 54 degree, and if I draw a perpendicular height here, so let me draw a perpendicular line here, and this angle is 90 degree. So this will be my height h of this parallelogram. And I know this angle is 54, and I also know that this side is 4.7. So I can use this triangle, this one here, to find the height. I know the hypotenuse, I know this angle, so this will be sine of angle DAB. Sine of angle DAB will be perpendicular, which is h over 4.7. So then I can calculate h from here. So let's do that. So you have sine of angle DAB equals to the perpendicular height of the parallelogram divided by this side AD. So DAB is 54, so sine of 54 degrees is height h divided by AD is 4.7. So sine of 54 multiplied by 4.7. So this is 3.802. So your perpendicular height of the parallelogram is 3.802 centimeters. So let's look at, so this height is 3.802. Now I know the perpendicular height, I know this length is 8. So the area will simply be, 8 into 3.802. So this answer multiplied by 8, this is 30.419. So up till two significant figures, this will be 30.4 centimeter square. So your area here is 30.4. So question number 4 is, you're given the volume of sphere is this, surface area is this. A hemispherical bowl is made of a material that is 0.8 centimeter thick. The outside rim of the bowl has radius 9. The bowl is attached to a base which is a solid cylinder of radius 3.8 and height 1.5. Calculate the surface area of the inside of the hemispherical bowl. So the inside is this inner bowl. So let me draw this inner hemisphere here separately. So we are only interested in the surface area of this bowl, which is, let me can try to make it look like a sphere. Okay, so this is the inner bowl that I have drawn. So the radius of this is actually 9 minus 0.8. So this radius here, or you can say this radius up till this point is 9 minus 0.8, which is 8.2. So your radius here is 8.2. So now you are only interested in the inside surface area of this hemispherical bowl. So you're given the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. So area of hemispherical bowl will be half of this area. So this will be 4 pi r square divided by 2, which is 2 pi r square. So 2 into pi into your radius is 8.2. So 8.2 square. 8.2 square into pi into 2. So this is 422.48, and up till three significant figures this will be 422 centimeter square. So this is 422 centimeter square. Part B is calculate the total volume of material used to make the bowl and the base. So now you need to calculate the volume of this of the material used to make this base. So remember that this inside of this bowl is hollow, empty. So first we need to calculate the volume of this base, and then what we will do is we will calculate the volume of this outer sphere. So there's an outer sphere. Let me just point back to this diagram. So you have outer sphere which has radius 9. So if you calculate the volume of this outer hemisphere, like the big hemisphere, and then subtract the volume of this inner hemisphere, then you will be only be left with the volume of material used in this kind of a strip of the bowl and all the way down as well. So what you're doing is you're calculating the volume of a solid, which is a hemisphere with the larger radius, and then subtracting the inner volume to basically get the volume of this thickness of this bowl. And then your base is completely solid, so you will take the volume of the cylinder as it is. So let's first calculate volume of the base, which is a cylinder. So your volume will be uh, pi r square h. So pi into your radius is 3.8 of this base and height is 1.5. So 3.8 square into 1.5. So 3.8 square into 1.5 into pi. So this is 60.047. So this is 60.047 centimeter cube. And now you have to find the volume of the bowl. Find the, in fact, volume of material in the bowl now. We've calculated the volume of the material in the base. So now you have volume formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is for a sphere. So for hemisphere, it will be half. Hemisphere will be 2 by 3 pi r cube. So now you have to calculate the volume of two hemispheres, the bigger outer one, and then subtract the inner smaller one. So let me write it down as the outer one will be 2 by 3 pi capital R cube minus the inner one will be 2 by 3 pi small r cube. So in fact, I can take 2 by 3 pi common to make the calculation a little bit easier. And then I have r cube minus small r cube. So this will be capital R is the outer radius, complete radius is 9, and the inner radius is 8.2. So you have 9 cube minus 8.2 cube. So now let's calculate this. 9 cube, so 9 power will be, wait, okay, yeah, 9 cube, and then minus 8.2, sorry, 8.2 cube. And then you will multiply it by pi, and then multiply it by 2, and then divide it by 3. So this is 372.03 centimeter cube. So now total volume will be the sum of these two. Total volume of material used will be, this was, sorry, this was not correct. So this was 68.047. So this is 68.047 plus 372.03. So 68.047 plus 372.03, 440.077. So up till three significant figures, this will be 440 centimeter cube, the total volume of material used to make this bowl. Question number 5 is the diagram shows a semicircle with radii OP and OQ drawn. So this is your big semicircle with OP and OQ as radius of this semicircle. The circle center C touches the radii at A and B and the semicircle at T. So this circle, inside circle, touches the radius of the outer semicircle at A and B and this point T. The radius of this circle is 1.8. This angle is given as 120. Calculate the length of the minor arc AB. So minor arc AB is this one. So this will be pretty straightforward. So length of minor arc AB would be simply this angle over 360. So 120 over 360 into 2 pi r, 2 pi, and the r is this radius 1.8. So let's calculate this. 120 divided by 360 into 2 into pi into 1.8. So up till three significant figures, this is 3.77. So 3.77. Part B is the shaded region lies between the circle and the radii OP and OQ. Calculate the perimeter of this shaded region. So this is your shaded region. The perimeter will include this line OA, this line OB, and this arc length. So we already calculated this arc length in the previous part, this arc length AB. And since these two lines are tangent on this inner circle and they originate from the same point O, so these two will be equal in length. So we only need to calculate the length of one of these and we can simply multiply it by 2. So your perimeter will be OA line plus AB arc length plus OB line. So to calculate this OB length, we can draw a straight line between these points O and C like this. And this line will bisect this angle. So this will be 60 degree because you have studied the property that a line from the center of the circle to a point, outer exterior point, which has two tangents touching the circle, it will bisect the angle which is made between these two radius. So this radius connects to this point A, which is a tangent from O, and this radius connects to this point B, which is also a tangent from O. So it will bisect this angle. This will be 60, this will be 60. And you also know that the angle between this radius and tangent will be 90 degrees. So now you know this angle, this is OCB, is a right angled triangle, and we can calculate this perpendicular length. So we know the base height, the base is 1.8, and we need to calculate this perpendicular given this angle is 60 degrees. So we can use tan of angle OCB equals to perpendicular, which is OB, over the base, which is CB. So this will be tan of OCB equals to this OB over CB. OB over CB. So let's substitute the values. OCB is 60 degrees. So tan of 60 degrees equals to OB is unknown over CB is 1.8. So this will give you OB equals to tan of 60 multiplied by 1.8. So this is 3.12 centimeters. So now the perimeter of shaded region will be equals to 2 times the length OB plus the arc length AB. So I'm multiplying this length with 2 and then adding this arc length. So 2 times OB is 2 into 3.12 plus AB we found in previous part is 3.77. So 2 into 3.12 plus 3.77. So this is 10.01, but up till three significant figures, this will be 10.0 centimeters. So 10.0. Part C1 is show that the radius of the semicircle is 5.4. So what is the radius of the semicircle? Radius is this length OP or this full length OQ. This is the radius of the semicircle. Also, if I extend this OC up till this point T, uh, like this, now OT is also the radius of this big semicircle. And we know that this part is the radius of the smaller circle, inner circle. So this part is 1.8. All we need to do is calculate the length of this line OC. So we can write radius equals to OC plus CT. OC plus CT. So we can write that here. Radius is OC plus CT. Now we already know that CT is 1.8. We can calculate this length OC again using this triangle OBC. So let me draw this triangle out here. This is B, 90 degree. This is center C and this is O. This is 1.8. This is 60 degree. And this is this length OC. So we can use, this is the hypotenuse, this is the base. So we can use cos of 60 degree equals to the base 1.8 over the hypotenuse, which is OC. So cos of 60 equals to the hypotenuse OC over the base, which is BC or CB, which is 1.8. So cos of 60 multiplied by 1.8. So this gives you, one second, I think I might have made a mistake here. So base is, sorry, it's the other way around. Base is, so this will be tan of OCB, oh sorry, not this. This was fine. So cos of 60 is base over hypotenuse. So this will be the other way around. This should be 1.8 over OC, which is the hypotenuse. So OC will be 1.8 divided by cos of 60. So this will be 1.8 divided by cos of 60. So this is 3.6. So this length here in green is 3.6. So let me write it down here, 3.6. So now your radius will be simply OC plus CT, 3.6 plus 1.8. So radius will be OC plus CT. OC is 3.6 and CT is 1.8. So 3.6 plus 1.8 is 5.4. So you have shown that the radius of the bigger semicircle is 5.4 centimeter. The next part is calculate the length BQ. So length BQ is this one here. We know that this full length OQ, this full length OQ is the radius, which is 5.4. And we have calculated OB previously, which was 3.12. So we calculated it in part B. So this length here is 3.12. So this 3.12 plus BQ should equal 5.4. So 3.12 plus your length BQ should equal the radius of the larger semicircle, which is 5.4. So BQ will be 5.4 minus 3.12. So 5.4 minus 3.12 is 2.28. So your BQ length here is 2.28 centimeters. So that's how you will solve this question. So let's move on to question number 6. So The four walls of a buildings are faces of a cuboid. So this is your cuboid here. T is vertically above C. So this T is directly above this point C. And G, vertically above C and G. So this is like a straight line going up. So ABT and ADT are 90 degrees. So ABT is 90 and ADT is also 90-degree in this triangle. If you look from this side, this face, the triangle ADT is also a right angled triangle. So the first part is, so you're given some length, width and height of the cuboid. First part is calculate the length dt. So length dt is this one here. So if this is 9, this set length AB is 9, that means this length DC is also 9. So now if you look at the triangle DTC, which is like the back face of the wall. So let me draw this triangle here. This is C, T, and D. This length is 9, this length is 6, and this is the length dt that we need to calculate. And since T is directly above C, that means this angle is 90-degree in this triangle. So let me actually show you the 3D diagram here as well. So this is the same shape as in the question. You have points A, B, C, D, and the top one T. So I've only shown the top pyramid. I've not drawn the cuboid at the bottom. So since T is directly above C, so if you look at from the side angle here, this side TBC, so T is directly above C. So this is a 90-degree angle. And if you look at the back side, your angle TCD, which is the back side of this pyramid, is also 90-degree, the same that I have shown here as 90-degree. So this is kind of the 3D shape that you have in this question. So since T is directly above C, that makes all of these angles. BCT is 90-degree. At the back, angle DCT is 90-degree. Here at the front, you're given in the question as well that ABT is also 90-degree because this line is going straight towards T. So it's like going in the same direction as this rectangular, this line BC. So it's just above this line going in this direction. So this also makes a 90-degree angle here. And similarly, if you look at from this side, you're also given angle ADT is also 90. So that means this angle here, ADT, is also 90-degree. Because again, this point T is directly above C. So let me try to move it here. Okay, that's better. So ADT also makes a 90-degree angle because again T is directly above C. So this line here, DT, and line AD will make a 90-degree angle. So all of these triangles are right angled triangles, which make the top of this building. So let's move it to the side. So let's come back to this question. So first you have to calculate length dt. So we can use the Pythagoras theorem here. So this will be dt square plus, sorry, dt square equals to dc square plus ct square. So ct square. So dt is unknown. dc is 9 plus 6 square. So 9 square plus 6 square and then square root of this. So this is 10.8 up till 3 significant figures. So dt is 10.8 centimeter, or sorry, meters. Part B is the roof is formed by four triangles ABT, BCT, CDT, and DAT. calculate the total surface area of the roof. So now you have to basically calculate the area of each of these four triangles. So there is one which is this right side, then you have this front, then you have this left side, triangle ADT, and then you have this back side as well, triangle DCT. Now all of these are right angled triangles, so we just need the base and the height to calculate the surface area of all of these. So let's start with this right side. So let me bring the 3D shape back in as well. And let me move it this way. So now it's in the same orientation AB. So let's start with this right side, which is the triangle BCT. So if I rotate this to the right, so this is my triangle BCT. I already know that CT is 6. So if I can find BC, I can easily calculate the area of this triangle. And if you look at this cuboid, your length FG and BC are equal because this is a rectangular cuboid here. So if FG is 8 meters, then your length BC is also 8 meters. So for triangle BCT, so triangle BCT, so let's say area of triangle BCT will be 1 by 2 into this side 8 into 6. Now let's move on to triangle ABT. Triangle ABT, and let me rotate this shape as well so you can understand it better. And now this angle is 90 degree. So this angle ABT, which is also given in the question, that this angle ABT is 90 degree. So this side is 9. If I can calculate this length TB, I will have the base as 9 and the height as BT, and then we can calculate the area of triangle ABT as well. So now to calculate BT, I can again use this triangle BCT that we previously calculated the area for, and I can this would be the hypotenuse. So if I rotate it back, BT is the hypotenuse of this triangle BCT. So for triangle ABT, I can first calculate BT. BT square will be equal to this side is 8, the other side is 6. So BT square will be 8 square plus 6 square. This is 64, this is 36, so this sum will be 100. So BT will be 10. So let me just underline these. For this is triangle ABT. So now this length here is 10. So now we can calculate the area of triangle ABT. Area would be simply 1 by 2 into base is 9 and the height is 10. So let's move on to the next triangle, which is this left side. So let me rotate it. Now we are looking at this triangle ADT, which is this left side here. And again, this angle here is 90 degree. Angle ADT also given in the question is 90. And I know that this side is 8. So if this side is 8, if I can calculate dt, I can calculate the area. So if dt, I know AD, I can simply multiply them and then divide by 2 to get the area, because this will be dt will be the height and AD will be the base. So AD is known. To calculate dt, let's see. We can first calculate AT using triangle ABT, and then once AT is known, we can calculate DT as well. So let's move on to triangle. Now we are looking at ADT, triangle ADT. Now to calculate DT, I first need to calculate AT. So if you look at triangle ABT, your AT is your hypotenuse. AT square will be equal to this length BT, which is 10 square, plus this length AB, which is 9 square. So this will give you 80. Let's quickly calculate that. 80 will be 100 plus 81, and then square root. So this is 13.45. Now I know 80 is, so this length 80 is 13.45. Now again looking at triangle ADT, I can write 80 is again the hypotenuse. So 80 here is again the hypotenuse of triangle ADT. So again 80 square equals to this base AD square plus this height DT square. And now I know 80 is 13.45. So 13.45 square equals to AD is 8 square plus DT square. So from this I can calculate DT. So let's calculate DT. It will be 13.45 square minus 8 square is 64 and then square root of this. So this is 10.8. So this gives me dt equals to 10.8. And now I can easily calculate the area. Will be 1 by 2 into this base is AD, which is 8, into this height dt is 10.8. So this is 10.8. So now I've calculated 1, 2, 3 triangles. The only one left is at the back, which is CDT. So let me bring up the back here as well. So CDT, I can take CD as the base and CT as the height because T is directly above C. So angle TCD will be 90 degrees. So let's see. I already know DC is 9. I'm this length DC is 9, and I also know that CT is 6. So for triangle DCT area is pretty straightforward. I already know all the base and the height that I need. So base is 9 and the height is 6. So these are the 4 triangles that make up the roof. So I can write total surface area will be area of triangle. Let's start from the top. BCT plus area of triangle ABT, area triangle ABT plus area of triangle ADT plus the area of triangle DCT, area triangle DCT. So now let's add all of these. First is I can take 1 by 2 common as well. So let me actually write down the full 1 by 2 into 8 into 6. This one. Then I have this one 1 by 2 into 9 into 10 plus ADT is this here 1 by 2 into 8 into 10.8, and the last one is this one 1 by 2 into 9 into 6. So let me move this out of the way. So DCT is 1 by 2 into 9 into 6. So I can take 1 by 2 common from everything. So I have 8 into 6 plus 9 into 10 plus 8 into 10.8 plus 9 into 6. This will be 1 by 2 into 8 times 6 is 48 plus 90. 8 times 10.8 is 86.4 plus 9 times 6 is 54. So now let's add these. 86.4 plus 54 plus 90 plus 48 and then divide by 2. So you have 139.2 meter square as your surface area of the roof. So 139.2. If you want, you can also write it up till three significant figures. 139 will be correct answer as well. So we simply just calculated the areas of all the four triangles that make up the roof. Part C is you're given the volume of pyramid is this. Calculate the total volume of the building. So volume of building will be the volume of cuboid, which is at the bottom. Volume of cuboid plus the volume of pyramid at the top. So volume of cuboid will be simply length into width into height, which is 9 times 8 times 5. So 9 times 8 times 5 plus volume of pyramid is 1 by 3 into base area. So the base of this pyramid is this rectangle ADCB. So the area of this triangle rectangle will be 9 times 8. So 9 times 8 is the base area into perpendicular height of this pyramid is this, which is 6, because this is a 90-degree angle. So this is a perpendicular height. So 9 times 8 times 5 is 360 plus 9 into 8 into 6 divided by 3, 144 plus 360 is 504. So your volume is 504, 504 meter cube. Part D is calculate the angle of elevation of T from H. So angle of elevation of T from H. So let me just erase all of this. So the angle of elevation of T from of H, oh sorry, of T from H will be this line. If I draw this and connect it to T here, this will be my angle of elevation of T from this point H. So now if I look at this triangle TGH, which is at the back side of this pyramid. So let me draw this triangle here. This is your point H, this is top point T, and this is your point G. And this is the angle of elevation. So if this length is 9, this length is also 9, GH. So GH is 9 and GT is 6 plus 5, which is 11. So now I can use, and this angle here is 90 degrees. This angle is 90 because this point T is directly above C and G. So this is the angle that we need to calculate. I have this perpendicular height and the base, so I can use tan of theta equals to 11 over 9. So tan of angle of elevation is THG. THG is 11 over 9. So 11 divided by 9 and tan inverse of this. So this is 50.7. So angle THG is 50.7 degrees. So your angle of elevation is 50.7. Question number 7 is the diagram shows the position of four islands A, B, C, and D. You're given angles. This is 48, 55, 51, and your distances are given as well. AC is 19 kilometers and AD is 27. Calculate the bearing of D from A. So the bearing of D from A will be this angle. And since we are given that A is due north of B, So A is due north of B. That means B is south of A. So this angle up till this point is 180 degrees. So that means if I add 55 and 45 to 180, I will get the bearing of D from point A. So bearing of D from A will be 180 plus 55 plus 45. So 180 plus 55 plus 45. This is, sorry, this is not 45. I think this is 48. Okay. So 180 plus 55 plus 48. So this is actually 48. So this bearing is 283 degrees. The next part is calculate the bearing of A from C. So let me just erase this. If I draw a line which represents the north of C, so it will be this line, which is north of C, and we have to calculate the bearing of A from C. So this will be the bearing that we need to calculate. So if you look at these two lines, both are going towards north. So these are parallel lines. So if these two lines are parallel, then this angle, which is the bearing, let's call it X, and this angle, which is 55 degrees, they are alternate angles. Line AC passes through these two parallel lines. And remember, this is one straight line because B is south of A. So this full line and this blue line that I have drawn are parallel. And angle CAB and angle X are alternate angles. So the bearing of A from C will be simply this angle, 55 degree, because X will be 55 as well because of the alternate angle property. So bearing of A from C is 0.55 degrees. Part C is calculate the distance between A and B. So we need to calculate this distance here. We know this side of this triangle. So if I look at this triangle ABC, we know two angles and one side. So that means I can find this angle easily, and then I can use the sine rule to calculate AB. So let's first calculate angle ABC. Angle ABC will be 180 minus the other two angles, because sum of angles of triangles is 180. So 180 minus 51 minus 55. So this is 74. So now this is 74 degree. Now I can use the sine rule. So sine of angle ABC, this angle divided by the length AC, because that's the opposite length, should equal, since we are interested in this length, I'll take the angle opposite of this, which is ACB. So sine of angle ACB divided by the length opposite, which is AB, which we need to calculate, over AB. So now let's substitute the values. Angle ABC is 74 degrees. So 74 over length AC is 19 equals to sine of angle ACB is 51 degrees. ACB is 51. So this is sine. Sine of 51 divided by AB is the unknown. So let me continue up here. This will give me AB. If I cross multiply, 19 will be multiplied by sine of 51, and then this will be divided by, this will come down here, sine of 74. So let's calculate this. Sine of 51 multiplied by 19 and then divided by sine of 74. So AB is 15.36. So I will round it up till three significant figures. I will get 15.4 kilometers. So your length AB is 15.4 this side. Part C is calculate the distance between D and C. So let's look at this triangle. So let me just erase this. So we are interested in finding this distance DC. Now if I look at this triangle ACD, I know two sides of this triangle and I know the angle between them. So that means I can use the cosine rule, which will be DC square, which is this side, equals to the other two sides, which are AD square plus AC square minus 2 times AD times AC multiplied by, so I'll just write it down here, cos of this angle between them, which is angle DAC, cos of angle DAC. So this is your sine rule that you can apply. The only unknown in this equation will be DC. So let's apply this sine rule, cosine rule, sorry. DC square will be equal to 27 square plus 19 square, 27 square plus 19 square minus 2 into 27 into 19 into cos of the angle between them is cos of 48. So 27 square plus 19 square is this, minus 2 into 27 into 19 into cos of 48. So DC square is 403.472. Let's take the square root of this and I get 20.08. So DC up till three significant figures will be 20.1 kilometers. Part E is a boat leaves D and sails at a constant speed in a straight line to A. It takes 3 hours and 36 minutes to sail from D to A. X is the midpoint on DA that is closest to C. Calculate the time correct to the nearest minute the boat takes to travel from D to X. So time to travel from D to X will be the distance dx divided by the average speed of the boat. So we need to calculate dx and the average speed of the boat. So we can first calculate the average speed of the boat. Average speed. So we are told that it takes 3 hours 36 minutes to sail from D to A. So D to A, let's see. D to A is 27 kilometers. So we know the distance is 27. So 27 kilometers and it takes 3 hours and 36 minutes. So let me first convert 36 minutes into hours as well. 36 minutes equals to 36 divided by 60. It is 0.6 hours. So total time taken to travel from D to A is 3 plus 0.6, so which will be 3.6 hours. So 27 divided by 3.6 is 7.5 kilometers per hour is the average speed of the boat. So now we know the average speed of the boat. Now if we calculate the distance, we can find the time to travel from D to X. So this point X is on DA, that is closest to C. So the point X lies on this line somewhere, but the point X is closest to this point C. So when will along this line, which point will be closest to C? The point, if I make a line to that point, it should make a 90-degree angle. So only a perpendicular line could be the shortest distance. So let's say this is 90 degree. So this will be your point X. Now we need to calculate basically this distance, which is this one. This is the distance dx. If we can calculate this, we can find the time taken because we know the speed at which the boat travels in this direction is 7.5 kilometers per hour. So how can we find this distance? We know that this full distance is 27, and I can calculate this distance AX. If I look at this triangle ACX, so let me draw this triangle here. This is the 90-degree angle, this is X, this is C, this is A, and this hypotenuse is 19 kilometers, and this angle here is 48 degree. So I can use, I know the hypotenuse, I want to calculate this base AX. So I can use cosine. Cos of 48 should equal base, which is AX, over hypotenuse, which is 19. So if I know this length AX, I can form an equation AX plus DX should equal 27. And then we can calculate DX from that. So let's first calculate this length AX. For length AX, I'm going to use cos of 48. So let me go back. Using this triangle ACX, cos of 48 base over hypotenuse. So this is the base that we need to calculate over hypotenuse is 19. AX is the base over hypotenuse is 19. So cos of 48 into 19. So this is AX is 12.7 kilometers. Now dx, so this is 12.7. The full length is 27. So dx will be 27 minus 12.7. Dx is 27 minus 12.7. So 27 minus 12.7 is 14.3 kilometers. 14.3 kilometers. So now we can substitute the values in this formula to get the time to travel from D to X. So the distance dx is 14.3 over speed of the boat is 7.5. 14.3 divided by 7.5. So this is 1.90. So 1.9067 hours. So the question asks the time to the nearest minute. So that means we need to convert these hours into minutes. So we simply multiply it with 60 to get the number of minutes. So you get 114.4 minutes. So to the nearest minute, since this is 4, so I will simply write it 114 minutes to the nearest minute. So 114 will be your final answer because the question asks you to round it to the nearest minute. Question number 8 is the table shows values of x and the corresponding values of y correct to one decimal place where necessary. So the first part is calculate p. So you are given this equation. P is the value of y when x is minus 1.5. So y equals to 3 over 5 into 2 to the power minus 1.5. So 2 power minus 1.5 is this. And then you multiply it by 3, multiply by 3, and then divide by 5. So since everything is up till one decimal place, we will also write this value till one decimal place. So this is 0.2. The next part is on the grid using a scale of 2 to 1 on x-axis and 1 to 1 on y. We have to draw the axis first and then plot the points from the table. So let's first see, you have 2 centimeter, to draw 1 unit on x-axis. So you have to draw from -2 to 4. So let's start with the leftmost side. You will have -2 here. Then 2 centimeter represents 1 unit. So -2, 2 centimeter you will land here, -1. This will be 0. So this will be your x equals to 0, which will be the y-axis. And similarly for y values, you have to start at 0 and go up till 10, and 1 centimeter represents 1 unit. So your 0 will be here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So your y equals to 0 is this one, which is your x-axis. So let me draw the axis first here. In fact, let me use a black ink. So this will be your y-axis, and this will be your x-axis. And then we label it as well. So this is axis starting from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and up till 4. And your y values will be 1, 2, 3, and 10. So this will be your axis. Now we can plot the points. So you have -1.5 and P was 0.2. So -1.5 and 0.2 will be this point. -1 and 0.3. -1 and 0.3 will be in the middle here because each small block represents a value of 0.2 on y-axis. So 0.2, 0.4, but in the middle you will have 0.3. 0 and 0.6 will be this one. 1 and 1.2. 1 and 1.2 will be this. 2 and 2.4. 2.5 and 3.4. 2.5 and 3.4 will be this. 3 and 4.8. 3 and 4.8. 3.5 and 6.8. 3.5 and 6.8 will be this. 4 and 9.6. 4 and 9.6 will be this here. So these are the points, and now we can join them to create a smooth curve. So your curve will look something like this. The next part is by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of the curve at x equals to 2.5. So we have to basically draw a line that touches this curve at x equals to 2.5, which is this point here. So let me bring in my ruler. So I will align it as such that the line just touches the graph at x equals to 2.5. It's a little bit more. I think this looks good. So let me draw a line here. So this just touches the graph at x equals to 2.5. Now we can take any 2 points on this line to calculate the gradient of this curve at x equals to 2.5. So let's take this point here, which is on x-axis it's 1.5 and on the y-axis it's 1. And then let's take uh, this point here, which is 3.5 on x-axis, and on y-axis it's 5, 5.2, 5.4, and 5.6. So your gradient here will be y2 minus y1. So your gradient m here will be 5.6 y2 minus y1, which is 1. So 5.6 minus 1 over the difference between the x values is 3.5 minus 1.5. 3.5 minus 1.5. So this will be 4.6 divided by 3.5 minus 1.5 is 2. So 4.6 divided by 2. This is 2.3. So your gradient is 2.3. Part D1 is on the same grid. Draw the straight line that passes through minus zero point 0.4 and 0 and 2 and 3.6. So minus zero point 0.4 and 0 will be this point, minus zero point 0.4, minus 0.4 and 0. And the other point is 2 and 3.6. So 2, 3, 3.2, 3.4, 3.6 will be, so this will be 2 and 3.6. Yeah. So let's connect these two to form a straight line. So the next part is find the equation of this line in the form y equals to mx plus c. So you're already given 2 points on the line. We can use these. So the equation, I can find y minus y1 equals to gradient, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 times x minus x1. So this will be the equation of the line. So let's substitute the values. Let me take these as x1 and y1 and this as x2 and y2. So y minus y1 is 0. So this will be simply y equals to y2 minus y1 is 3.6 minus 0. 3.6 minus 0 over x2 minus x1 is 2 minus minus 0.4 into x minus x1 is minus 0.4. So this will become plus and then this will be 2.4. So 3.6 divided by 2.4, which is 1.5. So let me continue here. So this will be y equals to 1.5 into x plus 0.4. So this will be y equals to 1.5x plus 1.5 times zero point 0.4 is 0.6. So this will be your equation, y equals to 1.5x plus 0.6. You can also use y equals to mx plus c. You can first find the gradient like I did here. Substitute it in this equation, the gradient here. And then you can find the value of c by using any pair of coordinates. Substitute 0 and minus zero point 0.4 in y and x here to calculate c. Then you can find the equation. You will get the same answer. So I just did it directly in one go. Part 3 is write down the x coordinates of the points where the line intersects the curve. So the line intersects the curve here. So here the x coordinate is 0. And here the x coordinate is, this is 3, this is 3.2. So 0 and 3.2. These x coordinates satisfy the equation this. Find the values of a and b. So these x coordinates are the points where this curve intersects this line. So that means if I have this curve, the equation of the curve was y equals to 3 by 5 into 2 power x. Y equals to 3 by 5 into 2 power x. And then you have the line for which you calculated the equation in the one of the previous parts, this one. The line has equation y equals to 1.5x plus 0.6. So since these values of x, the x coordinates, are the intersection points of this curve and this line, that means if I solve their equations simultaneously and remove the variable y, so by substitution, I will end up with this equation. So let's solve them simultaneously. I can substitute y equals to 3 by 5 into 2 power x into this here, which is the equation of the line, to basically eliminate the variable y. And then we will end up with this equation. So let's substitute. If I substitute y here, I will get 3 by 5 into 2 power x equals to 1.5 x plus 0.6. Now I have to convert this equation in this form where I have 2 power x on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. So I have 2 power x here. I will take this 3 by 5 to the other side. So 2 power x, 5 will go in the numerator, 3 will go in the denominator. On the other side will be multiplied by this whole side. So now if I open up this bracket, I will get 2 power x equals to 5 by 3, 5 over 3 multiplied by 1.5. So this is 2.5x plus 5 over 3 multiplied by 0.6. So this is 1. So this is my equation, 2 power x equals to 2.5x plus 1. Now if I compare them directly, I have 2 power x on one side. The coefficient of x here is a. The coefficient of x here is 2.5. So that means the value of a is 2.5. And the constant value, which has no variable x, is b here. And the constant value here is 1. So b must be equal to 1. So that's how you will solve this. You were given that these coordinates they satisfy this equation, and since these are the coordinates of intersection, that means these two equations can be solved simultaneously. And when you eliminate the variable y by substitution method, you will end up with this equation. So that's how you will solve this question. Question number 9 is, on Monday, Abdul sold 140 boxes of matches at 30 cents per box. Calculate the income in dollars Abdul received on Monday. So your income will be the number of boxes sold. So number of boxes sold multiplied by the price of each box. Price of each box. So number of boxes sold is 140 multiplied by the price of each box is 30 cents. So you will get 140 multiplied by 30, which is 4,200 cents. Now the question asks the income in dollars. So we will divide 4,200 by 100 because $1 has 100 cents. So you will get $42, your answer in dollars. So 42. Part B is, on Tuesday, the price per box decreased by 10% and the number of boxes sold increased by 30%. Calculate the percentage change in the income. So to find the percentage change, first we need to find or calculate the income for Tuesday. Now, first we need to calculate the box price. So box price on Tuesday is 10% less. So that means it is 90% of the price on Monday, which was 30 cents. So 90% of price on Monday, which is 90 over 100 multiplied by 30 cents. So this is 0.90 into 30. So the price on Tuesday is 27 cents. You can also calculate 10% of 30 and then subtract it from 30 cents. So 10% of 30 is 3 cents, and you subtract 3 cents from 30, you will get the same answer, 27 cents. And the number of boxes sold increased by 30%. So boxes sold on Tuesday is the increase is 30%, so it will be 130% of the boxes sold on Monday. So let me do it the other way instead of doing it this way so that you can see both the methods. So boxes sold on Tuesday equals to boxes sold on Monday plus 30% increase. So plus 30% of boxes sold on Monday, because the number increased by 30%. So you have boxes sold on Monday as 140 plus 30% of 140 as well. So this is 0.30 into 140. 40. This will be 42 plus 140. So this is 182. So these are the number of boxes sold on Tuesday. Now the income on Tuesday. Income on Tuesday will be the number of boxes sold, which is 182, multiplied by the price of each box, which is 27. So 182 into 27 is 4,914 cents, which is equals to, if I divide this by 100, I will get $49.14. So now to calculate the percentage increase will be the difference, which is 49.14 minus 42, which was the income on Monday, and then divided by the income on Monday, because we're trying to calculate the percentage increase, and our original income is on Monday. So we were trying to calculate the percentage increase from Monday. So you will divide by the income on Monday multiplied by 100. So let's calculate this. 49.14 minus 42 divided by 42 into 100. So this is a 17% increase in income from Monday to Tuesday. So 17%. Part C is, on Wednesday, the price of a box was Y cents less than it was on Monday. Abdul sold 4Y more boxes on Wednesday than he did on Monday. Write down an expression in terms of Y for the income received on Wednesday. Give your answer in dollars. So to find the income on Wednesday, again, we need to calculate the box price and the number of boxes sold. So box price on Wednesday, we are told that the price of the box was Y cents less than it was on Monday. So on Monday it was 30 cents. So on Wednesday it is Y cents less, so 30 minus Y. And number of boxes sold on Wednesday will be 4Y more boxes on Wednesday than he did on Monday. So on Monday he sold 140. So on Wednesday they are 4Y more, so 140 plus 4Y. So income in dollars. Remember this price is in cents. So income in dollars will be box price, which is 30 minus Y cents, multiplied by the number of boxes sold, which is 140 plus 4Y. So this is your income in cents, and then whole divide by 100 to convert them into dollars. So if you want, you can open up this bracket on the numerator as well, but this is a good enough answer as well. So you can write it directly as it is. 30 minus y into 140 plus 4y divided by 100. So this is an expression in terms of y for the income he received on Wednesday. Given that this income is equals to $40, write down an equation in y and show that it simplifies to this. So this income, we are told, is equals to $40. So we can write this equal to $40. So our income in terms of y in dollars was 30 minus y into 140 plus 4y divided by 100, and this is equals to $40. So now we have to simplify this equation and show that it comes down to this. So let's open the bracket in the numerator. So 30 multiplied by 140, 30 multiplied by 140 is 4,200, plus 30 into 4 is 120y minus 140y minus 4y square. And I can take this 100 to the other side. This will become equal to 40 multiplied by 100, 4,000. Now let's take everything to the right side of the equation so that I have positive y square, because here I have the coefficient of y square is positive. So let's take everything to the right. So if I take this to the right, here I'll be left with 0. This taken to the other side will become 4y square. 120 minus 140 is minus 20y on this side, and if I take it to the other side, I will get plus 20y. 4,200 will be taken here, so it will become negative. So this will be 4,000 minus 4,200. So this will be minus 200. So let me continue up here. So I can write it as 4y square plus 20y minus 200 equals to 0. Now I can take 4 common, because 4, 20 and 200 all have a same common factor 4. So if I take 4 common, I'll be left with y square plus 20 divided by 4 is 5y minus 50 equals to 0. And if I take this 4 to the other side, 0 divided by 4 is again 0. So y square plus 5y minus 50 will equals to 0. And you have shown that the equation in y comes down to this, which is the same as given in the question. The next part is solve this equation. So you have y square plus 5y minus 50 equals to 0. I'll use the factorization method to solve this. So I will multiply this constant minus 50 by the constant or the coefficient of y square, which is positive 1. So minus 50 multiplied by 1 equals to minus 50. So since I have a negative sign, so I have to find factors of 50, which if I subtract, I should get this number. And if I multiply them, I should get minus 50. So 10 and minus 5. So if I subtract them, 10 minus 5, or you can say 10 and 5. So 10 times 5 is 50. And if I subtract them, 10 minus 5 is plus 5y. So 10 and 5 are the two factors that I'll need. So plus 10y minus 5y minus 50 equals to 0. So I can take y common from these two. So y into y plus 10. I can take minus 5 common here, and y plus 10 equals to 0. So this means y plus 10 into y minus 5 equals to 0. So this leads to y equals to minus 10 or y equals to plus 5. So your answer here will be minus 10 or plus 5. Part 4 is hence find the number of boxes sold on Wednesday. So the number of boxes sold on Wednesday is this 140 plus 4y. So number of boxes sold on Wednesday is 140 plus 4y. Now you have to decide which value of y to use, minus 10 or 5. So if you go back up, so you're told that the price of a box was y cents less than it was on Monday. Abdul sold 4y more boxes. So if you're selling 4y more, that means y has to be positive. Otherwise, if y is negative, then you're selling less boxes on Wednesday. So in the question, you're given that Abdul sold 4y more boxes on Wednesday than he did on Monday. So the value of y has to be positive. So the positive value is 5 here. So I'll substitute 5, 4 into 5. So this is 140 plus 20, which is 160. So the number of boxes sold on Wednesday is 160. Question number 10 is the times taken by 135 runners to complete a cross-country course were recorded. The results are summarized in the table below. So you have time here in minutes and number of runners uh, is the frequency. So you have 15 runners that took between 20 and 30 minutes to run, and 30 runners who took between 30 and 35 minutes. 40 runners took between 35 and 40 minutes, and so on. So the first part is on the grid, draw a histogram to represent this information. So on the y-axis, you have frequency density, and then on the x-axis, you have time t in minutes. So first we need to find the frequency density. So let me add another row here for frequency density, which is basically the frequency divided by the class interval length. So here the class interval is 30 minus 20, which is 10. So 15 divided by 10 is 1.5. Here you have frequency 30 and your class length, interval length is 5. 35 minus 30 is 5. So you will divide 30 by 5, which is 6. 40 again divide by 5. Here interval is 5 as well. So this will be 8. 35 divided by 10 will be 3.5. And then 15 divided by 20. Here your interval is 20. So 15 divided by 20 is 0.75. 0.75. So 1.5, 6, 8, 3.5, and 0.75. So now we have to first label the y-axis as well. So since our maximum value is 8, so I think we should represent 1 centimeter with frequency density value of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So for 20, between 20 and 30, your frequency density is 1.5. So 1.5 will be, this is 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.5 will be here in the middle. So let me draw a straight line here up till 30. The next value is 6 between 30 and 35. So 6 between 30 and 35 will be this value here. Then you have 35 to 40, the value is 8. 35 to 40, the value is 8 here. 40 to 45, sorry, 40 to 50, the value is 3.5. So 40 to 50, 3.5 will be here in the middle. And then your last is 50 to 70 and 0.75. So this is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.75 will be in the middle here somewhere. So this is just below the 0.8 line. So this will be your histogram. Part 2 is calculate an estimate for the mean time. So since you're given intervals here, first we will need to find the mid values and then find the mean. So let me redraw the table here. So you have time, t minutes. Then you have the frequency, which is the number of runners. So your intervals are 20, t, less than equal to 30, then 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 50, and then 50 to 70. And your frequencies are 15, 30, 40, 35, and 15. And then you have to find the mid value of the interval. Let's call it x. So mid value here will be 20 plus 30, which is 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So the mid value here is 25. Here your mid value will be, again, add these two and then divide by 2. You will get 32.5, 37.5, 45, and 60. So these are your mid values for these class intervals. And then you have to find the product. So frequency multiplied by the mid value, which is also f times x. So if frequency is f, mid value is x, so you have to find the product fx. So here you have 25 multiplied by 15, which is 375. 32.5 multiplied by 30. Sorry, 32.5 multiplied by 30 is 975. Then the product of these two is 1500. So I've just calculated these beforehand. You can multiply them using your calculator. So 45 times 35 is 1575. 60 times 15 is 900. So let me just draw the lines here as well. So these are your products, f times x, for each of these intervals. So now your mean is sigma fx divided by sigma f. So basically sum of all these products. So let me write these down. This will be 375 plus 975 plus 1500 plus 1575 plus 900 divided by sum of all the frequencies. So 15 plus 30 plus 40 plus 35 plus 15. You're already given that the total number of runners is 135. So you don't need to calculate the sum. You already know that this is 135. So let's calculate this sum. 375 plus 975 plus 1500 plus 1575 plus 900. So this is 5325 divided by 135. So this is 39.4 up till three significant figures. So your answer here will be 39.4 minutes, your mean estimate of the mean time. So part B is a bag contains R red beads and B blue beads. Two beads are chosen at random without replacement. The tree diagram shows the possible outcomes and their probabilities. Calculate the probability that both beads are red. So that means you have to find the probability of red getting a red bead and then in the second time also getting a red. So that means you have to go this way. You get a red the first time and then you get a red the second time. So that is the probability 3 by 5 multiplied by the probability 11 over 19. So 19 times 5 is 95. So this will be 33 over 95. 33 divided by 95. Calculate the probability that two beads are different colors. So what are the possibilities to get two beads that are different colors? So that means you get probability red and blue. So you pick the first one, it comes out red. The second one comes out blue. Or probability that the first one is blue and the second one is red. So that is the probability of different getting two different colors in the two picks that you make. Probability of different colors equals to probability of getting red and blue, or which is plus probability of getting blue and red. So now let's look at this tree diagram again. Probability of red and blue is this. You get red the first time and then you get blue the second time. So this is 3 by 5 multiplied by 8 over 19 plus probability of blue the first time, which is this here. You get a blue the first time and then red a second time, which is this. So you end up here. So the first try you got this and this. In the second try you got this and this. So blue and red is 2 by 5 multiplied by 12 over 19. So your first path was this one to get two different colors, and your second path was this one to get two different colors in the two picks that you make. So now let's calculate this. This is 24 over 19 times 5 is 95 plus 12 times 2 is also 24 over 95. And then if you add them, you get 48 over 95. Part 3 is what is the value of R? So R is the number of red beads. So let me just erase this. So in the first try, you have probability uh, of getting a red is 3 by 5. But in the next one, probability of getting a red is 11 over 19. So we are doing it without replacement. That means that when you go from this to this, you subtract 1, right? So if you got a red the first time, you will subtract 1 from the total number of reds to get the numerator, and you subtract 1 from the total number of beads that you have, both red and blue, to get this number 19. So that means if you're going back this way, you will add 1. So that means 11 plus 1 and 19 plus 1, which is 12 over 20. So this is actually a simplified form of this 12 over 20 because you can divide both numerator and denominator by 4 to get 3 over 5. So there are 20 total beads, and out of those 20, 12 are red. You got this number by using this term because when you moved here, you subtracted 1 to get 11. So 12 minus 1 is 11, and then 20 minus 1 is 19. So if you picked a out of 12, so you have 12 red and 20 total. So your first probability is 12 over 20 getting a red. And then if you picked a red already, the probability of picking a second red would be 12 minus 1 because you already picked one red, 11 are left. And then total, how many beads are left? 19, 11 over 19. So you're going the opposite way. You add 1, 11 plus 1 is 12, and 19 plus 1 is 20. The other way to find this is, since you know that your total number of beads are 20, your first probability was 3 by 5. So that means 3 by 5 of total beads are red. That's why you got 3 by 5 probability of picking the first red. So if 3 by 5 of total is 3 by 5 of 20, 20 is total, and then 5 times 1, 5 times 4, which equals to 12 red beads. So you can use the probability and the total number of beads to get the number of red beads, or you can simply add 1 to both numerator and denominator here. That will give you the total red ones and the actual total number of beads as well in the bag, both red and blue. So either method is fine. So your value of R here is 12. You have 12 beads in the bag. Part 4 is, of the red beads, half have a yellow spot. Calculate the probability that the two chosen beads neither has a yellow spot. So let me actually draw these out here. So you have 12 red beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then half of them have a yellow spot. So let me just draw yellow spots in these. And then the remaining 8, so 12 are red and remaining 8 are blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the 20 beads that you have. Now you have to calculate the probability that the two chosen beads neither has a yellow spot. So you have beads that have yellow spot, and then you have beads that have no yellow spot. So we are not concerned with the colors anymore. We are only concerned with the uh, whether they have a yellow spot or not. So when you're picking the first one, so you're picking again 2. What is the probability that the first one has no yellow spot? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of the 20 do not have a yellow spot. These 6 out of the 20 have a yellow spot. Now you've picked the first one, it has no yellow spot. So the question asks you to find the probability that 2 chosen beads neither has a yellow spot. So we continue here. So again, you can either have a bead with a yellow spot or no yellow spot. So you're concerned with this path here. So no yellow spot and then again no yellow spot. Both of the beads that you chose do not have a yellow spot. So what will be the probability here? So once you picked up a bead that did not have a yellow spot, so I can cancel out any of these. So let's cancel out this one. You picked this one. So you're left with, oh sorry, no yellow spot. So you need to cancel one of these. So now you have how many beads left without a yellow spot? This one is gone. So there were 14 initially. Now you have 13. And how many total beads left in the bag? You have picked 1. So you're left with 13 over 19. So your probability that both have no yellow spot will be this. You pick first one which has no yellow spot, which is 14 over 20, multiplied by, you pick the second one which has no yellow spot, which is 13 over 19. So 14 into 13 is 182, divided by 20 times 19 is 380. So 182 over 380, you can simplify it and then you will get, I think you can divide both by 2, the numerator and the denominator. You can take 2 out, so you'll get 91 over 190. So your answer here is 91 over 190. So this is your final answer. The probability that you chose 2 beads and neither has a yellow spot. So question number 11, part A. In the diagram, AB vector is -6, 11. AC is 12, -5. Find the magnitude of AC. So magnitude of AC will be simply 12 square plus -5 square whole under root. This is 144 plus 25 under root 169. Square root of 169 is 13. So magnitude here is 13. D is the point such that AD equals to 0, K, where K is greater than 0. BD is parallel to AC. Show that BD is this. So AD is 0K. That means if you are at A, you move 0 in X direction and K in Y direction. And K is greater than 0. So that means you move in positive Y direction. And then you do not move anywhere on X because your X value here is 0. So AD is, so let's assume D is somewhere here. And then you have this vector, which is BD. So I can also calculate BD using the head to tail rule. BD will be equal to BA plus AD. BA plus AD. BA will be minus AB. So your AB is this. So if I take multiply it with minus, I will get BA. So if I multiply by minus here, I will get 6 and minus 11. And plus AD is 0K. 0K. And then once you add them, you get 6 and K minus 11. That's what you have to show, 6K minus 11. The next part is find K. So let me erase this. So this was your point D. And we are told that BD is parallel to AC. So BD, this BD is parallel to this line AC. So that means Once two vectors are parallel, we can write them as BD is parallel to AC. That means, let's say, some constant C times AC. We have studied that once we know that two vectors are parallel, we can write them as one vector can be equal to some constant times the other vector, only when they are parallel. So we are given that BD is parallel to AC. So what is BD? BD is this 6K minus 11, and C times AC is 12 minus 5. So now I can compare the values. So from the top values, I can write this equation 6 equals to 12 times C. This will give me C equals to 1 over 2. And then I can write this equation using the bottom values. K minus 11 will be equal to minus 5 times C, which is 1 over 2. And then this will give me K equals to minus 5 over 2 if I multiply this, and then if I take this 11 to the other side, plus 11. So this is minus 5 over 2 plus 11, which is 17 over 2, which is 8.5. So K equals to 8.5. Part C is find the difference between the lengths of AD and AC. So we have already found the length of AC is 13. Length of, or you can say magnitude of AC is 13. Let's find the magnitude of AD. So what's AD? AD is 0K. So that will be 0 square plus K square. K is 8.5. 8.5 square whole under root. So this will be 0 and 8.5 square, and then under root you will get 8.5. So difference will be 13 minus 8.5. So 13 minus 8.5 is 4.5. So difference here is 4.5. Part B is triangle A has vertices these, B has vertices these. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So mapping triangle A onto B, this cannot be a translation, because if it's a translation, you simply move it up and down or right and left. You do not change the orientation. So it seems like the orientation is also changed. So let's look at if this can be a rotation. So if you rotate this, you won't be able to get this shape. Uh, so let me show you what I mean here. So let me bring this here. So I have this same triangle here. So if I try to rotate this, you can do this by rotating your question paper. So you have short side pointing towards the right. So anywhere during the rotation, you cannot convert this into the B triangle here, where the short side is going this way. So if I keep rotating it full 360 degree, I come back here, and during the rotation I never get a triangle. So if you look at this somewhat looks like B, but this is actually the longer edge, this one pointing towards the left side. So we don't have this shorter edge pointing towards the left. So during the rotation, full 360 degree rotation, there's no point where I could say that this triangle A looks like triangle B. So this is definitely not a rotation. So you can do this rotation using rotating your question paper to see if during that rotation anywhere the triangle A looks like triangle B. So it doesn't look like it's rotation. Then we can look at reflection, and we can kind of see that it looks like a mirror image. Triangle B looks like a mirror image of triangle A. Now to find the line along which this reflection takes place, we will connect the corresponding points. So I will take this vertex, and the corresponding vertex is this. So connect this, and it's pretty straightforward. The midpoint is this one. If you're not sure how to calculate, how to like see it from the diagram, you can actually calculate the midpoint as well. So for this vertex, you have coordinates -1 and 2, and this is 1 and 2. So add the x values. -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So your x coordinate is 0. And then add the y values. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 0 and 2 is your midpoint. And then again, these are the two corresponding points. This is the mid value. So if you join these 2 points, you will get the line of reflection, the line along which the reflection takes place. So this is the y-axis, or x equals to 0. So the transformation is reflection about the line x equals to 0, or about y-axis. So both answers are correct. You can write y-axis or line x equals to 0. The next part is triangle A is mapped onto triangle C by a transformation represented by this matrix. Calculate the coordinates of the vertices of triangle C. So if you apply transformation, let's call this transformation T to triangle A, you get the triangle C. So to get C, I have to multiply this transformation matrix, which is 1, 3, 0, 1, multiply it by the matrix that represents the coordinates of the triangle A. So triangle A has vertices 1 by 2 and 1. So x value is 1 by 2, y value is 1. The next coordinate is 1, 2. The next vertex 1, 2. Third vertex is 2, 2. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. So if I cancel out the columns of the first with rows which are same, I will get a 2 by 3 matrix as a result of their multiplication. So let's do the multiplication. First row multiplied by first column, I will get 1 times 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 plus 3. And then this row multiplied by this column, I will get 1 plus 6. This row multiplied by this column will be 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6. This is 0 multiplied by 1 by 2 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 is again 2. And then if I add them, I will get 3.5. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then 1, 2, 2. So your coordinates are 3.5 and 1, 7 and 2, and then 8 and 2. These are the coordinates for the vertices of triangle C. Part B is find the matrix which represents the transformation that maps triangle B onto triangle C. So that means transformation T, when applied to triangle B, you should get the image which is the triangle C. So let's call this transformation matrix ABCD, ABCD, which is the unknown. I can write the matrix for triangle B. The coordinates are given here, so this will be -1 over 2 and 1. The next one will be -1 and 2 and -2 and 2. And the coordinates of C are these: 3.5, 1, 7, 2, and 8, 2. Now, since this is a rectangular matrix, I cannot find the inverse of this. So, for example, if I'm able to find the inverse of B, I can multiply B inverse here and B inverse here. So these will cancel out, and I will get T equals to C times B inverse. So since this is a rectangular matrix, I cannot do this directly here. And so there are a couple of methods to solve this question. The first one is through matrix algebra, and the other one is using simultaneous equations. So I'll use the matrix method first. So since I cannot find the inverse of this matrix, since this is a rectangular matrix, I can use two pair of points to get to form a square matrix and then use that. So these three are pairs of coordinates for the three vertices of triangle B. So I can choose, instead of choosing all three, I can choose any two of these and then choose the corresponding two from triangle C, which are the images. So for example, -2, 2 is mapped onto 8, 2. minus 1, 2 is mapped onto 7, 2. But make sure that the two pairs of coordinates that you choose, their determinant, the matrix that you form, the determinant is not 0. Because if the determinant is 0, you cannot find the inverse. So let me show you what I mean. So let's take the square matrix out of this rectangular matrix. So ABCD is same. So let's take these two columns. So I will multiply this with minus 1 by 2, 1, which is one of the vertices. The x value is, the x coordinate is minus 1 by 2, y coordinate is 1, and the other one is minus 1, 2. And these 2 points are mapped onto the 2 vertices of this triangle C. So minus 1 by 2, 1 is mapped to 3.5 and 1. Minus 1 and 2 is mapped onto 7 and 2. But if you look at this matrix, what is the determinant of this? Minus 1 by 2 into 2 minus 1 into minus 1. So this will be minus 1 and this will be plus 1, which is 0. So I cannot use these two. So let me just erase this. I will choose these two columns of coordinates and the corresponding two columns for matrix C. So now you will apply this transformation on this point minus 1, 2. It will be mapped to this point 7, 2, and apply this transformation to this point minus 2, 2. It will be mapped onto 8, 2. Now the determinant is non-zero. Now this is a simple equation in matrices that you can solve. You can find the inverse and then multiply the inverse here and on this side as well. So first let's find the inverse here. So to find the inverse, first we need the determinant of this matrix. So determinant will be minus 1 into 2 minus 2 into minus 2. So this will be minus 2, 2 times 2, minus 4, and then plus 4. So determinant is plus 2. So inverse will be 1 over determinant multiplied by the adjugate of this matrix. Adjugate is you swap the places of these two. So this will become 2 and minus 1 and change the sign of the other two. This will become positive 2 and this will become negative 2. And if I take this 1 by 2 inside, I will get 1, 1, minus 1, and minus 1 by 2. So this is your inverse. So A, B, C, D, this matrix minus 1, 2, minus 2, 2 multiplied by its inverse 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1 over 2. And then you will multiply the inverse on the other side of the equation as well. So 7, 8, 2, 2. And then multiplied by the inverse on this side as well, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1 by 2. So you don't even need to calculate this product because you know that this matrix, this one here is the inverse of this. So when these two are multiplied, you will get an identity matrix. And when you multiply the identity matrix with this ABCD, you will simply get ABCD. So basically these two cancel out. And then we can do the multiplication here. This row multiplied by this column. So this will be 7 times 1 is 7 minus 8. This row multiplied by this column will be 7. 8 into minus 1 by 2 will be minus 4. 2 minus 2. And then 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. So if I continue here, I will get A, B, C, D. 7 minus 8 is minus 1. 7 minus 4 is 3, 0, and 1. So your answer here will be minus 1, 3, 0, 1. So you basically took two pairs of points from the triangles rather than taking all three so that you could get a square matrix and you can find the inverse easily. So the other method is using simultaneous equations. I will show you that as well. So that's a slightly longer method. So I will rewrite this same equation down below. So using simultaneous equations. So this is the other method to solve this. So let me rewrite this part here. T times B gives you triangle C. So again, same thing. A, B, C, D, and then you're multiplying it with triangle B, which is this one here. So this is triangle B, this is triangle C. So this is minus 1 by 2, 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 2 equals to 3.578. So 3.578 and 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. So here I'll use the full rectangular matrix using all three vertices of triangle B and coordinates of all three vertices of triangle C as well. So now what I can do here is uh, I can multiply this matrix with this to get the matrix in terms of A, B, C, D on the left side, and I have the numbers on the right side. Then I'll compare the values to form the equation. So let's first multiply these two matrices on the left side here. So this row will be multiplied by this column. So this will give me minus 1 over 2A plus B. This row multiplied by this column will give me minus A plus 2B. This row multiplied by this column will give me minus 2A plus 2B. Similarly, this row multiplied by this column will give me minus 1 by 2C plus D. This row, this column will give me minus C plus 2D. And then finally, this row and this column will give me minus 2C plus 2D. And this is equal to 3.57812. Now this matrix is equal to this. So that means this value, which is the first row, first column, will be equal to first row, first column on the right side. This value, first row, second column, will equal this 7, which is on the in the first row and second column. So I can form four simultaneous equations. I have four unknown variables. So I'll form two equations in A and B to then simultaneously solve to get values of A and B. And then I will form two equations in C and D and solve them simultaneously to get the values of these variables C and D. So let me use these two, which correspond to 7 and 8. So minus A plus 2B should equal 7. And this minus 2A plus 2B should equal 8. So now let's solve these to find the values of A and B. So to eliminate these variables, I can subtract this second equation. So I'll switch the signs here of the second equation. This will become plus, this will become negative, this will become negative. So minus A plus 2A will be A. 2B minus 2B will be 0. They will cancel out. So A will equal 7 minus 8, which is minus 1. And then I can substitute this value of A into the first equation. So minus A will become minus 1 plus 2B equals to 7. 1 plus 2B equals 7. 2B equals 7 minus 1, 6. B equals 3. And then similarly, I can use these two equations and these two corresponding values. So second row, second column, second row, third column, and second row, second column, second row, third column. So minus C plus 2D will equal 2. And similarly, minus 2C plus 2D will also equal 2. And then to again eliminate the variables, I can subtract this second equation. So I'll switch the signs of the second equation. Plus, minus, minus. 2C minus C will be C. 2D minus 2D will be 0. So D will be eliminated. 2 minus 2 is 0. So value of C is 0. And let's substitute this value of C in the first equation. You can also substitute it in the second equation. You will get the same answer. So minus C will become minus 0 plus 2D equals to 2. So 2D equals 2 and D equals 1. So now you have all the four values A, B, C, D. So your matrix was, in fact, let me bring it down a little bit. So your transformation matrix was A, B, C, D that you defined at the start. And now your value of A is what? Minus 1. B is 3. C is 0. D is 1. So you get the same answer, minus 1, 3, 0, 1. And you got the same answer, minus 1, 3, 0, 1 from the matrix method as well. So both of these are fine. In my opinion, the matrix method is slightly smaller where you just take the inverse and multiply on both sides and you straight away get the matrix. This one is slightly longer, in which you have to solve for 4 variables. So you will need 2 equations for A and B, and then 2 more equations for C and D to get the values of these variables. So these are the 2 methods that you can use to solve this part of this question. So this is the end of this paper. I'll see you in another video.